again, and we are just going to complete the chapter. Guys, I have sad news. I feel like sneezing sometimes. I have bad news. Guys, I have been kicked out from. No, I've been banned Truth Social. I don't take it personal. I just spoke about Lucifer and they just banned me. I think they are on the line of Jesus Christ, so that's okay. I don't take it personal. I'm gonna be reading chapter 27, verse 47 to 66. I think also I posted one of my pictures where I have like a magazine. Oh my goodness. And they probably put me on the pen because I'm a black girl. And because it is for the Republican Party, so they probably put me on the pen. So I can already see myself on the road to like perform on my music or just do business or whatever it is, but just to go and perform and like do a work that's going to be have an impact in the world to a quite bigger audience than just being on truth. So I'm not really offended. I actually appreciate their concern on how I can have an impact and actually make a lot of money for myself with whatever it is I can decide to do and go out and do it outside there and not stay on truth and other social media platforms. So that is okay. And I appreciate their their concern, I suppose. And there are times I'm like wondering that American people just kick me out. Hello, Saif Ali. Thank you for the compliment. Your full dress, please. Um, I'm just wearing a top and a skirt. I'm reading Matthew chapter 27, verse 47 to 66. So if you guys are interested, you can turn there with me. I'm going to read now. Some of them that stood there, when they heard that, said, "This man calleth for Elias." I am on purpose not going to show what I'm wearing because I don't know. I don't feel comfortable. So not that I don't have the confidence to, but I just don't think it is right when I'm just told, show me your boobs, show me your breasts, show me your bums, and I just do it. That was going on Tango in 2021 to 2024, and it was a real interesting show. But now, guys, I've come back to my cocoon. I am literally gonna be mossing, and part of that is like in my private space. I can dance all I want naked, and my husband probably gonna have the time to have that with me. But generally, now I'm in public and I'm sharing my messages and my music and everything. And I've gone back to mossing. I don't know if I'll go back to tango and actually be like naked on tango and everything. So yeah, guys, it was an era of, of rebellion. They are telling Jesus Christ here to call Elias to come and take him down. And this is Save Yourself. Hi, Lynn. And straightway one of them ran and took a sponge and filled it with vinegar and put it on a reed and gave him to drink. The rest said, Let be, let us see whether Elias will come to save him. Jesus, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the ghost. And behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from the top to the bottom, and the earth did quake, and the rocks rent. And the graves were opened, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose, and came out of the graves after his resurrection, and went into the holy city, and appeared unto many. Now when the centurion and they that were with him watching Jesus saw the earthquake and those things that were done, they feared greatly, saying, Truly this was the Son of Man of God. This was the Son of God. You can't hear me. I literally have a microphone here. I can't even put up the email receptor. I don't know what. It's actually like on everything. Yeah. So I have increased the volume and hopefully that's gonna be okay. I think I was on verse 51. And behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from top to the bottom, and the earth did quake and the rocks rent. So I want to put renting of the veil with the renting of the garment. So whenever garment is being rent, I want to put that there as a symbol, a prophetic symbol. So Samuel comes in, he rents the garment, and he says the kingdom's going to be divided. So this renting of the veil at 31, let's say 31, I'm 31 years old this year. So say at 31, and I understand that there is a division of the kingdom. The division of the kingdom is not just Judah, it's not just in Judah, because now this is something I didn't talk about. In 2021 to 2024, President Biden went to England to King Charles, and he collaborated with Germany. So he, from the beginning, wants to be a part of the story of the mountain. So he wants to be a story of the 10. So President Trump is not a part of that story. He's a story of Judah. So when the restoration takes place, we see it a lot from the Republicans, but we don't see it in the Democrats because they want to be a part of the mountain. So everything that is happening in the mountain of Jeroboam, they are a part of also. So you see all of these different sections of the mountain, and if you remember what the mountain is representing, what happens in the mountain, Aaron is left and he calls people to bring their gold and their silver. He melts it and makes a calf, a golden calf. So the second person who makes a golden calf on the mountain, I'm thinking, but Aaron did that. And so the story of Aaron making that golden calf was the image. If you remember, I did image of the beast formation. So I did IOMTB, something like that. IOMTB. So the IOMTB is a little bit my version from my understanding of prophecy. So if you can understand and see, I have taken my understanding of prophecy and not been extremely creative with it, because of the events of what's happening in the world. I'm allowed. I think I'm allowed to do that as an Esther, of course. And so it becomes almost like a talent now to be creative on the things that I already know. So I don't have to say things as is because I'm not in a classroom setting teaching people on prophecy. I am just sharing what I know. So I have been as creative as I can be, as I would like. And that is something that is also going to be evident from books I write and my projects that I make from all sorts of different things, crochet art and everything. So, um, President Biden wants to be a part of the mountain story. So he's a part of the image of the beast formation. He's a part of the mark of the beast, part of that story. Um, and so is King Charles. They are part of that story. And President Trump does not want to accept a couple of things. As a Protestant president, he also falls behind. And then he never actually accepts that part. So the Republicans catch up with President Biden, and this is when the Republicans take up the side of Democrats, because President Trump doesn't catch up to what the image of the beast is going on with the image of the beast. He doesn't catch up with the mark of the beast and what's going on there and what's going on in the mountain with the worship and everything else that's going on there. So that's something that post 2030 they kind of leave him behind, and he goes into a phase of almost like Jeff, where he's left behind from that, and he remains as a wonderful person who came in to fulfill prophecy and who's loved by Christians, especially the evangelicals. So that is okay. I understand, and I place the renting of the veil of the temple at 2025. And to say 2025, but it's actually at the Sunday law. It's at the crucifixion, but I want to put it at 2025. This 2025 marks the end of the binding of period for priests, but it's the beginning of the midnight cry. And so from there, a series of Sunday laws is said. But we call it, of course, Christ's second coming. So it was the first second coming. We see it in Israel, but on that side, where President Trump and Jeffries with Adventism, they call it Sunday laws. But for us, it is Christ's second coming and activities to actually lifts us up. I don't know how, but it does. Verse 52. And the graves were opened, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose, and came out of the graves after his resurrection, and went into the holy city, and appeared unto many. Now when the centurion and they that were with him, watching Jesus, saw the earthquake, and those things that were done, they feared greatly, saying, Truly this was the Son of God. And many women were there beholding afar off, which followed Jesus from Galilee, ministering unto him, among which was Mary Magdalene, and Mary the mother of James, and Joseph, and the mother of Zebedee's children. When the even was come, there came a rich man of Arimathea, named Joseph, who also himself was Jesus' disciple. He went to Pilate and begged the body of Jesus. Then Pilate commanded the body to be delivered. And when Joseph had taken the body, he wrapped it in a clean linen cloth. So the Pilate situation is what President Trump is a part of. He'll say, but what has she done? Maybe it is about me. And the holy art thou people are looking at me and they're saying, oh my goodness, but she's so evil. Oh my goodness, but why is she talking like that? Why is she talking about those things? She's so evil. So they are holy, they're holy now. They'll come to him and they'll say, won't you take her out? Won't you remove her? Won't you do this to her? Won't you? Oh, we don't like her. We don't. Oh, won't you do something about her? She's so horrific. My goodness, she gives me horrors. And all of that is a story. I did talk about it. It is a story of he's called a thief of the cross, but is a son of the Father, if you can remember. So that is a story. It is horror. She is or he is and you have to remember this is a group of people. So whether it is the prophetesses or the priests or the pastors or the bishops, or they come in and they be terrifying, and you said this and you could have said Jesus loves you. It's like the way you said it is like it is spooky. And because like they just have that thing with you. Oh goodness, my eyes are so freaky just now, and it's just like how does oh my word. Hello everyone who's just come in. Yeah, that was really scary. But you get what I mean, guys. So there are people like that here. Now the next day that followed the day of the preparation, the chief priests and Pharisees came together unto Pilate, saying, Sir, we remember that deceiver said, while he was yet alive, after 3 days I will rise again. Command therefore that the sepulchre be made sure until the third day, lest his disciples come by night and steal him away, and say unto the people, He is risen from the dead. So the last era shall be worse than the first. Pilate said unto them, Ye have a watch, go your way, make it as sure as ye can. So there are people who are saying, wait a minute, he wants to take the body of Jesus, put it in his tomb. You must remember, Pilate, we want to remind you that he said he can rise up on the third day. And they are calling him a deceiver at this point. So Jesus Christ becomes a deceiver. Pilate said unto them, Ye have a watch, go your way, make it as sure as ye can. So they went and made the sepulchre sure, sealing the stone and setting a watch. So that is interesting, guys. I'm treading on Jesus Christ's pathway, but you understand. The religion of Jesus is going to be exposed if it is endangered. So I love the Bible and I love studying. So if the people that side are not doing it, I'm going to be studying and sharing a little bit. I don't know a lot. I won't go through what Jeff would have said or Adventism's going to say. But you know what? I can read it. Even if I'm just going to be talking about Golgotha. We are at Golgotha and at the tomb. The tomb is what I keep talking about. I say the Joseph's tomb is where we are. And I say, first it was President Biden and now it is me. And he was wrapped up in, I don't know what mummies are wrapped up in 2021 to 2024. And I had to sit and behold this. It was so scary. Not quite literally, but of course, just seeing the president go on. There was even a time when there was this sleepy atmosphere, and I really felt like it was a tomb experience. So now I am in a tomb, and honestly, I don't know how to feel about it. I don't even know if there's anyone who's watching on to see what's going on with this tomb experience. On Instagram in 2021, I think it was like 2022. I went on Instagram and I started this channel called Brushing My Hair, and I could already tell in America people saying, "Get her out, get her out, get her out of that account, because that account, what's going on?" the issues. They don't want to be freaked out by these transitions in my face. No, I look like a frog. No, I look like a chicken. No, I look like today it looks like I look like me. I was going through the tomb experience. So that's where we are, guys. We might have come back. Maybe I'm resurrected now, but I still keep to the mothing, even if it's just gonna be on a art perspective where I just draw it and I just maybe enter into acting, maybe sing about it. But yeah, guys, that's where we are. A team of Joseph. So, guys, it is Saturday morning. I have about 3 gig bundles, and I think I'm gonna be going live for another day, probably tomorrow, and then after that, my gig's gonna be gone. They get finished, like they just go. I'm probably gonna wake up um, during the day today, and it's gonna be very low, just because after every live, I just wait for it to load and everything. So let's just say this is our last live for now, and I'll see you at the end of August again. In the meantime, I do want to practice music. Yesterday, I was looking at Don't Stop Believing. So I want to practice music and to learn a little bit of the words and just record so that when I come back at the end of August, I just post songs. But that is not me promising, it is my desires. Um, it's putting a little bit of courage and energy to that so that it does come to pass. So I feel a little bit, um, I feel a little bit cold, just a little bit. I'm just gonna use this jacket. So, in my tomb experience, Joseph's tomb, I had a lot of things, but I do think that now the time is probably by 2030, it's going to be really, really out. It's already out. I went on Truth Social and I was so chatty, and then and I was talking about all these things, sharing posts, and also reposting also posts that I felt were important to me. Might not be important to someone else, but to me they're important, especially when they have to do with anything that is in line with my messages or Islam. Or, so yeah, then I was banned, but I don't have an actual reason why I was banned. Maybe they just realized I'm not American, I'm living in South Africa. It's all about Lucifer, and it's all about you're irrelevant, maybe a little bit irrelevant in some instances, maybe weird in others. Okay, fine, South African. So many reasons why, but anyway, they are in Jesus Christ. So they are there. So that's okay. For the first time, it's not the first time, let me stop lying. In fact, I have felt like this before. It's like um, I'm left to be independent. Do you like? I'm not gonna tell you what to do. You're 31 years old. From your saying, do what you like. Okay. Go my way. Go pick roses, guys. I haven't I see people, they're graduating and they're getting like flowers. I love flowers. Field full of flowers. There was a time in 2015 I was called to be deaconess. Part of my duties was to pick flowers and decorate the church. And I did. Oh, loved it so much. It was really, really lovely. Those early mornings, guys. Ooh, I can still remember. So peaceful, so quiet. You can literally just be singing and your mind's at peace. You go and you pick flowers and you just lay out the cloths and then you just put the flowers on the table. That's what I did and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, guys, I remember those days. Actually, and I just think about it, how that job even ended. It ended like very, um, um, it was short-lived because I just went to camp meetings and then I couldn't commit to the job. But I don't think I actually reported that I couldn't, which was wrong. That was the wrong part about it. So that is one thing that I look at and say that even if it was a role at church, it was not necessary for me not to report that I was going to camp meetings. But I didn't. And yeah, that didn't end well. So next year I'm going to be applying to go to nursing. And I can imagine that's pretty much most of the things I'm going to be doing. And just find that I'm going to be quiet a lot of the time. But last year, I was at WUSU and I was kicked out of WUSU with 2 letters. Guess what? What's going on? So I started talking about my messages, and it's like there's no free speech. Free speech. I've never been an advocate for free speech. But it's like there is no free speech. Free speech comes in when you just share whatever it is that you want to share. So I just talked about on Truth Social. I just talked about the papacy, and I spoke about Sunday law. Spoke about sun, the unconquerable sun, and it just kicked me out immediately. And I was like, I wasn't offended. I just felt like, no, they kicked me out. It felt like Protestantism, though. It felt like there was someone there behind the scenes saying, we don't believe in the papacy, so kick her out. And I was kicked out. So I need to talk about that because that is something that became very, very destructive. When I was just sharing my messages here on YouTube, I could just feel the influence, almost like Protestantism saying, shut up, keep quiet, why are you sharing those messages? And my account would just literally freeze when I could hear the influence and feel it rise up. So that is not something that's good. It should be kept in check. But that's on my perspective. It should be kept in check because people can't move from looting and all of these civil unrests and civil wars and then come and be destructive to other people's accounts. People have, and I'm not going to talk about rights, but people should be able to share whatever content they feel is especially when they're not destructive to the community of people. Because people here in my community are not offended by me talking about Sunday worship, by me talking about Sunday school. They're not offended. So all of these things, and I talk about the unconquerable sun, Sunday worship, Sunday school, worshiping on Sundays, they're not offended. So why is it then I go on a Truth Social, or Facebook or YouTube, and someone just says, kick her out, she's talking about Sunday worship? It doesn't work like that. But I think someone can say, oh, well, when they are bringing the Sunday law, um, they will be doing this. I don't know what people will be doing when there is a Sunday law. What I know is that that's not something that should be done now. Someone cannot just look at me, see me sharing what I'm sharing, and say, oh, she's not sharing about Saturday worship. She's not sharing about Sabbath or Seventh day Adventism, and say that because I'm not sharing about Seventh day Adventism and telling people to be Adventists, that now I should be kicked out. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So that is unfortunate. It doesn't work like that. So I feel threatened on my accounts. Um, as I know it, whether I'm on Truth Social or Facebook or YouTube, whatever it is I say, is not necessarily walking on the pathways of President Trump or President Biden. So, as it doesn't walk along the pathways, they are focused on Jesus Christ. They are focused on where the churches are. So, I'm not on the pathway, and because now I'm like eating a lot, I eat a lot. I'm looking at Oxford and I'm thinking about Golgotha, and it excites me because now I'm trying to measure whether or not I'm going to be happy in America now. I'm not going to be happy when I just get kicked out. They just like kick me out for no reason. So why am I going to be happy there? And they're just like, oh, you just suck. You talk about the papacy. Now let's kick you out. They talk about Sunday, like going to church on Sunday. Now let's kick you out. But what is she trying to do? She's talking about going to church on Sunday. She's talking about the unconquerable sun. She's talking about the Middle East. I was talking about Prince's father also, and like, let's kick her out. I'm like, why? So no, that is not a good environment. Living in fear of being kicked out. It's not even going to be my home. They're not hospitable. No, they are warm. I think they have warmth maybe for the side of Jesus Christ. Maybe I don't know. So I didn't know American people are so cold, so very cold. And I don't know if I am warm enough to um, counteract that coldness. So there was a time when the president of South Africa said, well, it seems some people are better off living in South Africa. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I don't know. I don't know. It's just strange. I don't want to be stranded. I lived my entire life as a little egg to my parents. the last thing I want is to go to a country when I know God took me out of the messages of chef when they were trying to chisel me to be a servant. I could be a servant who can live without no one knowing their name, can live in poor environments and be happy there. But God took me there and put me with my messages, Queen of Fairmount for America. I'm not in that position. I'm not in that position now, servant girl who's going to be living in poor environments. I'm in a position to step up hither. If there is opportunity, I come up hither. I learn, I'm willing to learn, and I'm willing to enjoy life without feeling threatened in any way. I'm not that girl. So, any environment I feel is a threat to me being that little egg that God's put me to become is not an environment that is for me. I'm Queen of Fairmount for America. I'm not Sister Mamela. When I was Sister Mamela, I I could just I cried. I was in a village and then I got used to it. I love country living. When I have a choice to go to country living, live in a village, country living and have my own farm, Queen of Fairmount for America, a farm. So I can work. I have time. God's given me time to be able to work and be in that position. So why not? When I was Sister Mamela, I didn't have that time. I was running and I was trying to see where am I going to be fit outside the grid. So outside the grid could be working as a waitress or wherever it is I could be exploited. Now I'm not looking for such positions. So yeah, I guess it's one of those things. And I look at America and I'm like, the way things are going, so I don't think I'm here. I don't think I'm here. I'm an egg. Like, Nandi, I'm in the culture, guys. Come on. Like, I'm in the, like, Nandi, I'm in the culture, America. Like, America keeps kicking me out. Like, Clayton kicks me out. No, Chris Social's kicking me out. Yunna's kicking me out. No, guys, no. Like, they must just, there's a pause to everything now. It must come to an end. I was looking at it, I'm like, oh, and then I'll go and I'll become a certified nurse assistant. When I could work in the private sector in Midlands, in St. Anne's, in Knightsbridge. Yeah, they do that, like, and I'm like, yo, guys, able, like, they make a fence in Suke, Mexico, mna. Ayiqabe ngijongile. Like, now am I standing on the fence? Am I like standing on the fence now asking America, let me in? Betuna, America, please. Oh no, in 2020, I didn't ask Clayton come to South Africa. They decided they wanted to come. And then they come, and it's the first time I see an American like in front of my eyes. So I didn't think I was used to American people. Then he has an American accent and everything, and it's like, it takes me, I take time to process. I'm processing, like, oh, and I'm reading because you can hear I'm closer, girl. I will read, I take in the way you speak English and whether or not you are English, because I have to. Always, it is not always just easy. Sometimes it is new. Like, people come from, they have British accents, they have American accents. It's not, it's not easy. So, hey guys, they mustn't play with me. Like, I didn't expect them to. There was a time when I was like, why is everyone running away from me? Like, I'm literally not a cockroach, guys. Uh, I'm not a monster you run away from like I was like, everyone would go about everywhere and then they don't come to me. And then I'm like, they are important. They are important. They are important. They're presidents, bishops, they're kings, they're queens, they are important. So they run away from me. I do too. And they run away from me. And then and now they're like kicking me out, kicking me out. Like American companies. It's like they're saying I mustn't. There's this saying and also saying Krilkapi. It's like they're saying never Krilkapi. Like I don't know where that's all is coming from. It really is not appealing to me. I don't even understand them. Like their whole agendas. I don't, and the whole point is that when I say I don't want to understand them, so I don't want to understand them. It's a fact. So they might say, and I can't even see danger. I can't even see danger. I don't want to see it. When God says they are my guardians, it is not for President Trump who's going to put the Sunday law if he is, or President Biden is going to do whatever it is. When I'm mossing, I know I'm safe with them doing whatever it is that they're doing, their agendas. So that is one of those things. So I'm not just thinking about America from the perspective of, oh, and then Adventism, and then now me. It's like, here it is, I'm gonna find for America. So, like, yeah. So, yeah, guys. They have all of these things going on. I said 2021, like the ladies in Adventism, they had it all figured out. They already ran. I say they're a little bit more intelligent than me because they are playing games already with President Biden. I don't know what they're doing. They're going about this, oh, let's keep quiet. And I think now this is on to me. That they're trying to, to separate me. Let's keep quiet. They speak in this language called this Dubat, and I'm like, I understand this Dubat. They're playing games. Let's play games. Let's play games. I don't play games, guys. Like, I can't care less whether President Trump's prioritizing whatever he is. I couldn't care less what I know about him, conspiracies, and what I've learned before. It literally doesn't matter now. Whether I know, I don't know. When I'm meeting President Trump, if I ever meet him, or the people, other people who are my guardians, if I ever meet them, it's that has nothing to do with them being my guardians at this point. So that's the whole point. And as like, because I said in my last post on truth, I said it is Lucifer come to bless. I said Lucifer has come to bless. So I think President Trump, and I said President Trump is Lucifer. So son of the morning is Lucifer. They probably were like, um, no, no, he's not your blesser. It's like a blesser running away from President Trump being my sugar daddy. I don't ask for that. But it seems as if like I asked for like President Trump be my sugar daddy or President Biden be my sugar daddy? So I can ask for that. So all of this attention that's turning towards sugar daddies, it's not appealing to me. When I talk about marriage and I talk about like all of these interests I have, and other people look at me and they're like, sugar dad, sugar baby vibes. She looks like she could be a sugar baby. America, America is this does not okay, guys. No, sugar baby, pure. Guys, my legs are so cold. I had that jacket, but I put it back. I feel like I'm a little bit crippled by the coldness. I feel so much better since the last time I spoke about the crippling effect of money. For example, from stability on the context of my messages. So, when there is a war, it is crippling. When there is civil unrest, crippling. When there is terrorist attack, it is crippling. It will be crippling to a nation. It's crippling to a nation. You see it in the dent on the money, the oscillations of the money. I don't know why there is this effect on my body also. Maybe it is going to go away once, because I don't believe it should be in my body. It is in a nation. Um, what else can I talk about? There is this influence on. Oh, I should be looking at older men. Even the thought of that is dirty, because when a guy loves me, I don't think I have paid attention to whether or not he's old, unless he is quite old. I feel he's old, maybe. As they are men, I felt they're old. I even just said, like, it's like you're old. But yeah, a young 31-year-old and she's not married. I see people already posting videos like they are behind in life. They're not married, they don't have children, they don't have jobs, they don't have. And I'm not really in a position to start talking about that from my point of view, because I'm still resetting. So I just had a turning point. I'm straight out of a captivity coming from the binding off period, and that's something I cannot open my camera and tell the world about, because not everyone is in the same space. We were going through a binding off period as priests. We were going through a probation that was closing. So our probation's closed. And when our probation closed and our binding off periods ended, there was a turning point. That turning point moved from priests, which is the group of people in church movement, and it moved to Adventism the beginning of last year. So that is not a phase of life I can just easily say, oh, and then this, because I was fighting for my life. 2021 to 2024, all I cared about was whether or not am I alive, am I alive, oh my goodness, God help me. That's literally how I felt. I felt like I was gonna die at moments. I just felt like I'm losing it. I'm losing my mind. I just felt like I'm losing my mind. It's just everything is just gone. And all I wanted to do is just read the word of God and appreciate the love of God. So what time do I have to to think about whether I have a child or married? There was no time for that. So last year, I went through the turning point, and at the turning point, now my brain just started to calm down a little bit. And I think I went to the truth social, and my brain calmed down a little bit more. And I don't know why. Maybe the I felt the warmth from truth social. Maybe their content was a little bit just. I felt like it was like Facebook when I started. Just posting random stuff, whatever I felt, and just thinking no one's there watching. Only to find that I would be banned today. There were people reading my post all along. That's fine. So now I'm like, oh, um, so it's almost like 1 hour gone, guys. Um, I'm really happy you're past that stage. The captivity, the burning of periods, guys. And I'm alive. So yeah, I passed that stage and I am cleared out. Everyone's like, oh my goodness, no wonder you're kicked out of the movement. No wonder you all, no wonder you all. Oh my goodness, my eyes, guys, are not Jesus. They bulge out so much. I feel like it is too much. Why? So scary. So, so yeah, guys. The binding of period has ended, our captivity has ended, and now it's a captivity for his share. Unfortunately, starts out. And all I'm looking at is South Africa, and I said South Africa is Jerusalem, and I keep talking about spiritual Jerusalem all along. So I said South Africa is Jerusalem. They even have a song. Jezebel, Jezebel. Um, they are in it with Jezebel. They have Jerusalem, Jerusalem, and then they dance and everything. So I've been understanding this. I mean, they wouldn't know it unless it was relevant. And one thing that I understood also was that um, when Ellen White came to Africa, the first country that took in and opened up a school was Zimbabwe. So, guys, I mean, it is so clear. Zimbabwe and Adventism, that is one of the first places. They are very pro Adventism without a doubt. So I cannot start talking about Islam and then go to Zimbabwe and talk about Islam. Talk about Catholicism and then go to Zimbabwe, talk about Catholicism. It just doesn't work that way, guys. When I think about Adventism, I know for a fact the Sister Ellen White went there, they opened up a school. They even have a university now. It's up and running. I mean, they also established Adventism there. So when there is a destruction that is coming to Adventism, it will not pass by Zimbabwe. It definitely will go through. They know. But Jeff Pippinger had his messages, and it was something that was very strong. Adventism, Zimbabwe was at the forefront of it. So Zimbabwe doesn't go by without them knowing what's going on. They are definitely at the forefront of Adventism issues. So, so yeah, guys, it is something that is, I mean, for me, it is not threatening. It is just something that is there, that it doesn't change. So I don't even have to make it up. It is just there. Um, and another thing, because that gives me confidence, the confidence on knowing that I don't have to make up, I don't have to say there is a school. It's literally there. The Solusi. The books are there. Ellen White will be talking about it. That's where my confidence is coming from. It's not coming from making things up. I'm not making things up about Zimbabwe. And I remember because there are threats in the air because there was a time I started talking about the ladies in Zimbabwe and the people. I don't know what they see when they see me, but there are times I've been feeling a little bit threatened. They will want to physically and verbally abuse and bully me. So I am alert now, and I'm becoming a little bit more alert on Zimbabwe. Um, when I meet Zimbabwean people, I'm already very defensive, whether they are lecturers or they're random people, because of my experiences in the past. And so that is another thing. I know even Afrikaans people, now I'm just wondering, is it me or is it the people themselves? So these are the type of things I'm looking at. I'm alert now, not just here an Afrikaans person gotta belong, because I'm not gonna be I'm gonna be shocked. I'm gonna be very alert. I don't want people going like this onto behind my back, guys, and I'm in Landaland isn't that. Um, and Abantu Bazobe, when people are busy doing this, what do they want? What do they want from me? When they're busy doing this, they want something. It is not. It is very suspicious. So Afrikaans people in Zimbabwe are definitely people that haven't been on my good side of the issue. So with that, um, I would assume demons play a part and so on. It doesn't matter how many men I slept with, how many or how I react at home or whatever it is. I mean, even these things I'm talking about, personal stuff, I don't have to explain those things to then justify that my relationship with Afrikaans people and Zimbabwean people should be really very clear. Is it there or is it not there? And that's it. So yeah, guys, it is one of those things. America is your guys are cuckoo, and I don't like it. Don't like those things. I'm very highly sensitive. Very sensitive. I came in and I was the one who was going through problems, but already the professor from Harvard that taught me in my CS50 certificate was already talking about how he feels like he's Harry Potter. Only just a year after I got my certificate, he feels like he's a Harry Potter. I was like, and who's Voldemort? Is it President Biden? Don't understand. Because President Biden was after me. He wasn't after the professor. So America, American people, and America. Nah, I said I'm Queen of Family for America. Didn't say I'm American. Yeah, but yeah, you know, guys, say people. Guys, it's like 3 minutes left to like 1 hour has gone by. Um, we are finished with Matthew 27. I am thinking that the next live we're gonna be looking at Luke chapter 9, Matthew 15 on check. There are texts that are similar. It is Luke chapter 9 and Matthew 15, I think. I'm just gonna check. So if you remember very well, I don't know if you know, you might not remember, but um, Luke 9 talks about transfiguration. So it talks about Christ going through his transfiguration on, I'm not sure which mount, but when we read it, it will be clear. I love it so much. I'm going to look at Matthew. Is it Matthew 17? I think. Yeah, it is Matthew 17. So we're going to look at Matthew 17 and Luke 9, I think. Guys, I really enjoy just sharing my lives with you. And now it is like an hour gone. I usually go over time and then I spend a little bit more on my daughter bundles also, which is which I find in the long run. Maybe it does hit on me, but I mean, guys, that's how much I really enjoy speaking on my lives. But goodbye for now and see you in the next live. In the next live, we're going to look at Luke chapter 9. And I do want to reiterate this point. So repeat it again. I have said this point, so it is in the air as I've said it in Kof Melika. I do want to repeat it here, Melamizi. In Luke chapter 9, I think it is Luke chapter 9, there is a part where Jesus says, so it is Christ's baptism. Jesus says, "This is my son, of whom I am well pleased." And then in Matthew 17, I think also we will read, it will say, "This is my son, of whom I am well pleased. Hear him." So, this is my son, of whom I am well pleased. This is my son, of whom I am well pleased. Hear him. Is repeated. So I have a study about it. It actually is the study where we start at Luke 9, then we go to Matthew 17, and we talk about, "This is my son, whom I am well pleased." A dove comes down and falls on Jesus Christ in his baptism. And I understand this to be as these phases of baptisms come down. It's like the Holy Spirit coming down. And so I do think the dove comes down at the midnight cry, as Jesus Christ is the second. Jesus Christ is the second prophet after John the Baptist. So the midnight cry is the empowerment of the second angel. So "This is my son, of whom I am well pleased," is layered last year with "This is my son, of whom please hear him." My name is Mamela, by the way. So Mamela means listen, and it is Mamelwe, which is a herd. So then the reason why it is Mamelwe, it is Mamela, it is I heard a prayer. So it's almost like, "This is my son, whom I am well pleased." And the son of the father says that. So in our side of the story, President Biden, who's the father of the son, he is looking at his son and he's saying, "This is my son, of whom I am well pleased." And then he reiterates 2025. He will say this in 2021 to 2024 as the midnight cry starts at midnight and is repeated again. And last year he says, "This is my son, of whom I am well pleased. Hear him." So hidden in my messages, as I listen, is almost like a secret lifting up of Hunter Biden, which I don't intentionally do, but you know what? That's where God is sitting. He's sitting there at Hunter Biden, and where President Biden will say, "This is my son, whom I am well pleased." So these are the things that I look at in my messages. They're really strange. Someone will say, "What? Where did that come from now?" Yeah, that is what I understand. But I have been looking at works that Hunter Biden is doing, but obviously, as I say, I don't understand them very well. And it's worse, I'm not even in their um, conspiracy theories. So upon this point, this is my son Humayimbo, please hear him. My messages lift up Hunter um, as a son, and then he becomes a son. And I talked about the sons. So there's an heir, there's the Sheila, there's the other son. So son becomes a huge thing, as you can hear. There's a son of the morning star. There's a son of the father. Um, there's the sons, the three sons that belong to Judah. Son is a big thing in this history, especially whether it is the sun, which is the literal sun, um, that can um, kind of tan us, or it is the sun, as in the literal being. Sons and sun is a big thing. Son of the Father, son of the morning star, the three sons, the unconquerable sun. There's a big thing. So until the next live, guys, I hope you enjoy your weekend and I hope you enjoy the rest of the month. I think I'm going to see you at the end of the month now. Thank you so much for your support. Bye bye, guys.